Good evening, everybody. This is Gordon from Greyhawk Gaming. I am joined this evening by Alan playing Xerxes, Mickey playing Siren, Richard playing Carcarius, Neville playing Beirut. Our fifth member, some of you may know this, unfortunately Peter, who plays Corollas, passed away a couple of weeks ago. It was quite a shock. That's why we haven't aired anything in a couple of weeks. It was quite sudden, quite unexpected, and very, very, very sad. So we're going to do a little bit of a tribute for Peter this evening. We've all, well, most of us have got a beer in hand, and I don't know, so do you guys want to just say something? What will you remember most about Peter and his characters, or something to that effect?
The dwarf that hates halflings.
The stubborn dwarf.
The stubborn dwarf, yeah.
Who hates halflings.
That hates halflings.
Yeah, pretty
and
much.
his jokes.
Yeah, the jokes.
It's dry, but you can drink it. Wow.
All that
Let's
matters.
face it. But we had some good times, and I think that's something that we're going to carry with us for a very, very long time. His memory will definitely live on, at least in my worlds. There's going to be a fitting tribute to Peter in one form or another going forward. Speaking of which, let's do a little bit of a toast to Peter.
Just
Should be good.
Keep on fighting the fight, the good fight.
Make sure those
have to drink this
halflings.
now. I did make a promise.
Drink it. Make sure those halflings never get in.
Actually, this isn't too bad.
Oh, Gordon discovers beer.
Incoming alcoholic.
Hey, it's alcohol. I don't know if you're allowed to say that, but sorry, YouTube gods, if we are not.
It's fun.
We're
to
consenting adults. We can drink. We're all well over the drinking age.
Oh yeah.
Ah, shit. Yeah, no, listen. Alrighty, so, shall we get started? I should actually be looking up here
Yep.
at the camera. So when last we saw our heroes, they had been traveling through deep places beneath the city. The city. Wow, okay. That's not hitting that quickly. The city of Illustrian. And at the behest of their wizard friend, or their new wizard friend, he basically opened the back door to his tower and let them out and gave them instructions to go and find somebody who they are familiar with, who may help them. And their journey eventually took them to another citadel, an underground citadel in a huge cavern, where they met the lost prince of this city of Illustrian, namely Arniax, who I was mocked for his name for some reason. I don't know why. A death knight, cursed to live forever. You guys made your introductions. You showed him something that was given to you by what you discovered was his brother, whose name I am forgetting now. What is his name?
Ereban.
Erevan. Thank you very much, Neville. And
I plan to go study with the man. I need to remember his name.
you plan to study with Erevan.
Yep.
That should be interesting. Well, it's not like he's going anywhere. And then, yeah, you decided, or no, you didn't. He made a proposal. He invited you into his keep, where you were regaled by the haunting songs of his mistresses, his wives, and he made a proposal. He wanted you to retrieve an object from the witch Petunia, the hag, there we go, Duchess Petunia, from her tower, which used to be his tower. And he said he would arrange a distraction while this is going on to draw most of her forces out. And you entered through what was basically the catacombs in the tower that was linked to Arniax's stronghold below ground by a secret passageway. You managed to elude the vampires that were waiting for you in the dark places, and found yourselves wandering through a small prison. And there were a couple of interesting figures there that you have now rescued, but you made your way up to the tower, dodging most of the remaining guards, until you got to the really top parts, where you found two gigantic red frog-like creatures that I don't think you guys actually identified, did you?
No, I don't think so.
Too busy trying to survive. Don't care what they are, just need to survive them. And also a smaller figure. Also one of these frog-like beings that was muttering and mumbling over a green orb of some kind, which you assumed would be the orb that you were sent to retrieve. And after the first round, he finished his mumbling, and a green dragon started flying towards the tower. After a short but long battle, you guys managed to retreat, though Xerxes fell under the spell of the orb.
Oh,
Failed
yes.
his charisma saves. And luckily, your purposes are aligned, as the orb wishes to be returned to its master, which is Arnax. So Xerxes is a little bit ahead of you guys. I think when we left you guys, you were heading down the stairs. You were through the crypt. You had rescued the Tabaxi diviner.
No, the Tabaxi husband.
Husband.
The Tabaxi sex slave.
Yes, basically. I mean, don't.
We brushed over it, but
What's
and I'm still waiting for my inspiration for this beautiful play that I made. But Xerxes and Bims, through a coordinated means, stole the orb from under the nose of the Grey
This is true.
and teleported 500 feet away with using the cloak of displace, the Cape of the Mountebank. But what is that spell called again?
Dimension door.
Dimension door out.
Yeah.
And Bims managed to convince the dragon that it needed to kill all of the enemies that were chasing us.
That is a very valid point. I did gloss over that, and I shouldn't have. That was actually a very good point, because that is why you are ahead of everybody else at this
Ding
point.
dong ditch. I see.
Ding dong ditch? What?
An elaborate ding dong ditch. He went in, said ding dong, took it, and just disappeared.
Wow, I was not prepared for that. And yeah, so you guys are now hustling to catch up to Xerxes. Xerxes, you have entered the keep itself and are making your way towards that elaborate hall, that dining hall, where you had met with the Death Knight before. Once you get there, Bims is like nattering in your ear, and all you can do is stand there and obey the will of the orb. Though technically, Bims managed to turn that green dragon. That was another interesting bit. Bims actually succeeded on his effort and managed to convince the orb to control the dragon and sick the dragon on the battlefield below. So yeah, some interesting shit was happening down there that you guys didn't care about. You just ran down the stairs as fast as you could, which was probably the wisest course of action. So this is where we find ourselves at the moment. Xerxes is there. You guys have got... Oh, and don't forget, you also rescued your halfling friend. You
yes.
immediately for not having your giant goats.
Goats,
Yeah.
yes, our bloody goats.
The goats that you saw roasting in...
They'll just
I
have
feel
to
like
find
that's
out.
a him problem, not a us problem.
Exactly.
That's definitely
Reanimation.
Oh, no.
Zombie goat ride! Wow.
Okay.
Yes!
We also need our lizards.
You don't have Necrobar in this game. Your
Lizards?
lizards?
The lizards from the Underdark. supposedly they all have lizard mounts in that.
Oh yes, yeah, we want to get those. Eh?
Yes, the elves do use, the dark elves, shall I say, do use lizard mounts. Just because it's easier to traverse the caverns and things. And who needs a bridge when you can just walk on the wall?
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of a thing. So,
I feel like I get vertigo often with a mount like that.
definitely. So, Xerxes, you're waiting. The rest of you guys eventually make your way down all those thousands of stairs. And you are led to the same place by some of Arniax's brides. And they beckon you silently, because if they were to speak to you, you would most likely need to make saving throws of some sort. And you all find yourselves waiting around, resting. So if you want, I don't know if you want to take a short rest.
Yeah, I could use it.
Yeah, no,
While you wait
definitely.
for Arniax to arrive back.
Decent thinking.
Alrighty,
1,
go for it.
2.
This,
Does Burms have his
Oh.
eye?
Exact
And
number.
if so, they D4s, hey?
yeah, they're D4s.
So how many would he have? 7.
Same as his current level, which is your level, so 7 of them,
I'll be fine.
I think.
Yeah, no, I'll be fine.
I'm having some issues here. It's been so long, I've forgotten where things are. And of course now Fantasy Grounds Unity has gone through this whole upgrade thing.
It's D4 plus con, eh?
For what?
Hit dice. Hit dice is hit dice plus con.
It is?
Yes.
Thank you.
Are you sure?
Look at the one that I just rolled.
I thought it was just... Oh no, it is. And technically your bard could do something too.
Good, yeah, Song of Rest. Where is it? An extra die. I don't know what die. I didn't write that down. I just... hold on.
Isn't it on a post-it note somewhere?
Yeah, but I
It's
didn't
an
write
extra D20.
it. The exact D20.
No.
It's a
Definitely not an extra freaking
One.
D20.
it's
It
1d6.
should say in your...
Yes,
is it
it's
somewhere?
1d6
Oh.
extra hit points at the end of the rest.
Alrighty.
At a short rest, it goes up.
I'm trying to
When
find
I'm
that
live.
Twitter name, because I've forgotten it again.
Which one?
The halfling.
I've got Prayer of Healing, but I think we don't need that just yet.
Yeah, just
Goatman.
No, he's not Goatman, he's starting with a W.
According to us, he's Goatman.
who's
Where's
that? Oh,
Stonebridge?
West Stonebridge or Dano Split. There we go. I found it in my note. Eventually, I look. I don't know how I could miss him. He was just before Father Erish.
yeah, exactly. So that's why we don't remember him.
Yeah. It takes so much space.
Actually,
Yeah.
those should be two figures that actually do need to meet up at some point. This really buff, tall priest and this really little skinny halfling.
Interesting.
And you're right. So you guys, let me do the short rest thing here. Rest, short rest. Done.
Yes, I can give our bloody spell slots back. Thank you.
You and Ellen both. So, as you guys are resting, healing up, bandaging up your wounds, the hall dims and darkens for a moment, and this dark cloud rises out of the floor, and stepping from this cloud is Arniax himself. And he takes off his helmet, and he puts it in front of you, down on the table in front of you, Siren. And all you see is that ghostly, undead face, grinning wickedly, almost. It's almost a frightening sight just by itself.
It is mine.
He says, your reward. Well earned.
I feel like Siren's grin matches it.
Probably.
It's like, so cool.
He looks to you, Xerxes, and he says, "Bring that to me, please."
He's nice about it at least.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna take it to him. I'm gonna say, I see you control a dragon. I'm actually looking for a pint of dragon's blood, if that can be included in our newfound allyship. Alliance?
Allegiance. The word you're looking for is allegiance.
Alliance?
Well, technically, what is Xerxes' intelligence? Yeah, no, allyship.
Wasn't I the smartest? Aren't I the smartest? That's the question.
You are one of the smartest, yes. He says, I will arrange for it. I will send it via courier.
That is appreciated.
Oh, so now there's 2 party members grinning from ear to ear.
Absolutely. And
I love I love how he doesn't query why we need a pint of dragon blood. He's just like, yeah, sure, go for it.
He's a very polite undead lord. He says,
We
please
hold
and
the
thank you as well.
Actually,
And he does
while
actually say thank you as he
What?
takes the orb from you.
with you being as potentially old as you are, would you know any? Oh crap! I forgot the guy in the crystal's name. Need to get my notes out.
Brilliant. Or something that starts with a G.
Oh,
think-
that crystal, the green crystal, the big
Green
crystal.
crystal, yeah. Yeah, what is his greatest shame? But I can't remember the dude's name.
Yeah, that's I'm getting it now. Just gonna.
Oh, that person.
So-
We should have
Yes,
asked
but-
Erevan.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh, we can go back to Erevan and ask him as well. Anyways.
I'm gonna say, can you please courier this to one brothel way, Saltmarsh.
On the main street.
It is on the main street.
It's a ship. Can't
Right
miss
next
it.
to the ship, yeah.
It's not right next to it. It's quite far from the ports, the harbour.
He says,
Oh, yeah,
I
it's
doubt
this crystal.
my courier service will be able to enter the town proper. But I'm sure there's a graveyard nearby.
Can't you do some portal shit? Just like poof.
Yeah,
Wait,
can
I
you
think I
send
have
it to the
it.
forest, and then Neville can grab it. David can grab it.
Have you still not found your note? Do I need to
No,
have it out?
I thought it was in my Google note, but it's not. It's in my actual note on here.
Adrian.
Cadriel. There we go.
I just had to get my notes quickly as well.
Yeah.
I need to actually at some point make an effort to like congeal my notes. They're like, here's a bit, here's a bit, there's a bit, like each region you guys go to. But I wanted to help me organize it. I thought wrong.
So about that, have you heard of Cadriel? Would you potentially know what his greatest shame was?
I have never heard of this Cadriel.
Yeah.
It sounds angelic. I don't have many dealings with the Celestials.
Like,
Have we lost
Richard has, I think so, because his picture is frozen.
Richard?
it's celestial. Sorry, I'm laughing at myself.
Not at Richard's frozen face.
I wasn't even looking at
Can
that
you hear me now?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Yebo.
because my
That was
language.
weird because it was all working my side, and then I just saw my video connection was like red.
Oh,
Yeah.
Discord.
So what I was saying is, Cadriel served Procan and fought Orcus. So he's fairly ancient from what I can tell.
He says, I don't know, what did you hear me say?
That you can't hear me.
Did
But
you
you
hear
read
him
the
say
part
that?
before that about
He
he
don't know
doesn't
no
have any-
angels.
he
Yeah,
don't know
he
no
doesn't
angels.
deal with celestials. Yeah.
It's not my crowd. It's not my crowd. He
In
Would
our
you-
says,
paths.
Spoken to.
he says, give me a moment. And I'm actually trying to remember. I don't know if I'm remembering the right artifact. I need to check something quickly about that orb that you've just given him. Because if I remember right, I think it has the ability to cast the Legend Lore spell.
Is this like that thing that had the aboleth in it?
Not quite.
What?
I can't remember which campaign it was, but we had that one thing that had an aboleth in it. And then,
That was the Dragon Heist campaign.
yes.
It can
As a
cast-
side note,
Yep.
as a side note, I was went to some mates on Monday and played Betrayal at Baldur's Gate,
Nice.
and one of the omens I got was to summon the Balor.
Damn.
Nice. Holy shit.
Yeah, we got killed by kobolds. It wasn't great.
Sorry, I'm having a slight spillage issue.
Oh,
It doth frotheth much over.
chug, 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 chug.
Oh hell no. I haven't done that in 20 years. I'm not doing that now.
Well, you spilled, so
It's fine.
Yeah, them's the rules.
Them's the rules. Well, fuck the rules. Anyway,
Cool, I'm gonna use that line later.
he cannot use it. He can use the scrying spell. Unfortunately, and you have no body parts or likenesses or garments or possessions. He has no familiar or first-hand or even second-hand knowledge of this character, so scrying is useless.
Okay, well, not really. I mean, if I describe the gem to him, he can scry on that, not?
Possibly, but not necessarily. There's still a chance that it won't work.
That's fun. At least we can see if it's still surrounded by zombies or not.
Well,
If I remember
he
correctly, we
says,
destroyed them all.
Give me your best description. You can hear me.
It's a giant green crystal containing a
Target
creature in
must make a wisdom saving throw. Oh shit, okay, hold on. I need to go and get the actual target. Wow, Richard,
But can you-
why? I do have him, so it's fine.
You should have just said, no, he
um,
can't do the Legend Lore spell.
Well, we can only describe the crystal,
Mm.
which is an inanimate object, so it will immediately fail a saving throw.
Yeah, actually yes, because the target must be a creature.
Must be a creature for a scry.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep, you can
Oh.
see here the creature. And if you remember right, the paladins and the soldiers of the Duke had the island under control. Those undead were under control.
I just want to make sure no idiot has touched it because my glyph spell was still under it.
Well, you did warn people. You did warn them.
I did.
So, cool. So he says no.
But we also warned those other soldiers not to go walking off on their own.
Yeah,
And look what happened.
Yeah, but they were grunts. Yeah, the paladins are a little bit. I mean, they don't just get to be in their order without being at least somewhat smart. Alrighty. So, as he takes this orb and you see he's basically re-establishing his connection to it. Xerxes, the cloud lifts from your face, from your eyes, and you feel in complete control of yourself once again. Though there is this lingering feeling that if you were to come into contact with this thing again, it would most likely just take direct control over you. Without any worries. It now knows what your defenses are, and they are worthless.
It knows your deep dark secrets.
Yes, it knows them. It knows them.
But if Burns came into contact with it again, it would be under Burns's will.
Not necessarily.
Yes. Yes.
That's not the way this shit works. Anyway, so he says to you, for obvious reasons, I cannot allow you to stay here. While I don't really care about your lives are in danger. There are creatures at my command, or in my command, that are temperamental at best. I can keep them at bay, but the sooner you leave, the better. Oh, by the way, just add the Death Knight's helm to your inventory, please, Mickey. I will give you the stats for this thing. Not that any of you guys wear fucking plate.
No, I'm gonna not wear it just for fun.
Just for fun. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, some of the basic
Very
things that it can do,
good.
it gives you resistance to certain types of damage. It also allows you to see into the ethereal plane up to 10 feet away. Okay.
Okay.
That's cool.
Still just gonna wear it.
You're still just gonna wear it. Get those better. Oh, that's why this stuff comes off so easily. It's like foil. Sorry. I'm making new discoveries. Small things, small minds.
Please may I have a Seaton map again? Like none of my hotkey bar stuff are there anymore.
Yeah, strangely mine also disappeared.
I just want to finalize where to send this pint of dragon's blood before we leave.
Oh, that's Seaton. You're talking about Saltmarsh.
Well, aren't we going to Seaton because we have to go speak to the king or something? Isn't that the plan?
You can send the blood to my bar.
They can't
Tavern.
go into town, that's the thing.
I can send word.
Well, why don't you send it to the Druid's Grove over there in Saltmarsh? We go to Saltmarsh, we take a little bit of downtime, and we level up and stuff.
So
And then we go to
I
Seaton
think
afterwards.
Seaton. So my idea was Seaton is probably better to have downtime at than Saltmarsh is,
It has a good
considering
question.
how
Where's
big
our
it is.
ship?
I think in Seaton still, isn't it?
It's in Seaton.
In
Your
Seaton.
ship
Oh, I thought it was in Saltmarsh.
was
Yeah.
commissioned by the Duke to transport to supplies and troops to the island.
yes.
I'm trying to find you that freaking map. I found my DM version, but for some
It is in
reason-
Saltmarsh. Because we hopped off at Saltmarsh to go to Burl to get teleported to the.
Yeah.
So it is in Saltmarsh. Okay, so you have to go to Saltmarsh then. I just think downtiming at Seaton would be better because of
Didn't
how big it is and what there is available.
Yeah, and for me, I can only downtime at Saltmarsh for the stuff that I want to do.
Okay, Saltmarsh it is then, I guess.
Just as a
Yeah.
little reminder, Carcarius received a telepathic communique from the court wizard.
Oh yes. To come see them as soon as possible, wasn't it?
You were summoned by the council.
Yeah, we can't exactly take 40 days downtime in Saltmarsh.
Okay, so Seaton it is. We go babble to them, and then we'll go to Saltmarsh.
Well, remember, this is now how we're going to work it. You guys are going to level up, and you guys can take as much downtime as you would like to, within reason. There's going to be a cap of 40 days. You're not going to laze around for a year. Alright.
Suppose we can all do what we want to do wherever we want to do it in that time.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, we've just gone we can just level up route and then take downtime.
So, where in Saltmarsh do you wish to be transported to, he asks you.
No, we're going to go to Seaton, so we can go to the
I'm
council.
now confused. You're going to Seaton.
Yeah,
We're going to the council.
because we've got to go speak to the council.
The council
So
is
we're going to
in
go...
Yeah.
Oh, is the council in Saltmarsh?
Yes, it's the Council of Saltmarsh.
Oh, I thought we were going to the king in Seaton.
There's a Duke in Seaton.
Yeah,
He
but
owes us.
the Duke in Seaton is the one that has the sending stone. His wizard person has this.
Yes, that's the court wizard, and that's who. The council sent a message for you guys
Oh,
in Seaton.
Okay.
And the
shit.
message
Oh.
got to him, and then he sent the
Okay.
message to you.
What was the
Okay, I
message
thought it
again?
was the Duke that was calling us. Okay, cool. Saltmarsh it is.
Is it about a hypothetical?
Hmm.
Nothing?
Wait,
Mm,
are we taking our
yes,
guests with us?
only this one. Thanks to Tabaxi.
It says,
You
what
don't
do
get
you
to say.
expect me to do with this halfling? They don't make
Well,
good undead servants.
He owes us goods, so
But we can upgrade that. Now he owes us lizards, and he can stay here till he gets us lizards.
Yeah.
and
Are
we
you
can make
saying
sure-
this to him?
That's my
He
idea.
says, the fuck I will. This place is creepy as fuck. I'll get you lizards.
rideable lizards?
Lizard mounts.
You
No.
didn't specify.
Yeah, we
We
You
just
said
did
you wanted
right now.
lizards.
we just
Lizard mounts.
Okay, well, is
I
he
don't know
coming
where
back to
to find
Saltmarsh
them.
with us? And then he's going to go and get goats for us.
Yeah,
Giant goats
yeah.
again.
The goats are fine. Giant goats.
Okay,
Kids. Giant goat kids.
Wes says to you, look, okay, fine, I'll get you goats. But I need a bit of
Giant goat kids.
starting capital.
No.
Starting capital, you got an
We
entire
just
town all
saved
to
your
yourself.
life, bro.
You just
I'll
saved
flick
my
him
life.
one gold.
I've been languishing in a
could've-
prison for the last how many weeks?
we could have
I
left you.
We can put you back there.
Yeah, we could.
Okay, so we're going
Okay,
to
it's a
Saltmarsh.
deal.
I'm sending him to the brothel. He's getting some food. He's getting a laid. I'm giving him 1 gold. It's fucking.
Wait, no, that's not free. What?
Okay, so Wes is going with you.
Yes.
And the pint is going to the what is it? The Druid's Grove.
And
Pint
the
is going to the
above
Druid's
Saltmarsh.
Grove.
Wait, I never
Yeah.
asked him.
He says, I will make sure that it arrives.
When do you think we can anticipate expecting to receive this, so that we
A
can
few
plan
days.
around it? Okay, perfect.
Once the dragon is finished mopping up top and I re-establish my control over my tower, I will command it to donate
enough.
some blood.
We have a
Right.
allyship that we would like to maintain. How do we commune with you to go fuck this Nightshade bitch up later?
Someone's thinking.
In his clawed hand, a scroll appears.
Oh,
That's a
and he
cool
hands
trick.
it over to you, Carcarius. Because I don't think sorcerers can cast this spell. Sending.
Okay.
lucky.
He says, you can use this to contact me. Be warned, side effects may include headaches, heartburn.
Nothing good. Good alcohol. Ale could.
Disembowelment.
May I make a request from him?
Light scarring. Sorry, yeah.
Mental scarring.
I would like to ask him, if it so happens that Duchess Petunia, the hag of all hell up there, happens to die, would you mind sending me her head?
Yeah, very impressed, very impressed.
He says,
While your dragon is mopping up and everything up there, and
Give
you've
me a
re-established
moment.
control of your tower.
as he walks, takes a step forward, the table, this black marble-like table surface of this dining table seems to become like water for a moment. And a picture appears in it. And you can actually see a battle taking place in this tower. You recognize enough of the features that you managed to glance, glimpse out of the windows and things, and from the actual top of the roof itself, you can actually see there's like gnolls and oni and more of those funny big frog things that are being obliterated by this dragon. It's basically landed in the courtyard and is just ripping everything to shreds. And the view sort of turns to the side, and you can
While
see
that's happening,
hags.
I just turn to Bims and go, nice job.
You see 3 hags standing there casting spells, just lobbing spell after spell at this dragon, but it's resisting most of their efforts. It's in a complete blood fury. And eventually it turns its maw towards them and exhales its poisonous breath towards them, and they disappear in a blink. And the Death Knight says it would appear that they have left the field.
Well,
If I catch up to them, I'll send you their head.
Please, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
So, where am I sending you? Not that you're not exciting company.
Oh,
So
how
I don't mean
about
to be
the...
funny. I'm actually kind of enjoying this shit. I don't know why.
Bravo.
Maybe as I'm getting older, I'm becoming...
Well, how about he sends us to the Druid Groves and he knows where it is?
That's cool. That's fine.
And the Druid Grove is just a little bit out of town. We're not going to freaking shock the hell out of anybody by just appearing.
Except for the
True.
druid.
The northeast,
But
the northeast of Saltmarsh.
he'll be fine.
He says, come stand here by me. And he takes the bag from you that had the dragon orb, and he places it on his belt. And he says, I need you all to hold hands.
Roll
and
Constitution.
Oh, what?
Roll Wisdom.
Shit.
Do you trust me or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will. I'll grab old, what's his name? Wes.
I'll hold on to
make
the tabaxi.
Con saves. No, joking.
Uh,
It is creepy as fuck. Where you touch him, it is cold. Like the coldest winter wind you've ever felt. It sends shivers down your spine. And this travels through your whole circle. But in one moment you're standing in this hall, and in the next moment you're standing in what is the same kind of a hall, but everything is cast in shadows. And he says to you, we have just entered the fringe. Move quickly, do as I say. My presence here will keep most of the creatures of this place at bay. But traveling here is different than traveling in the prime material. We are going to cross vast distances in moments. And as he does this, he lets go of you and he starts marching off in a direction. And for every step he takes, the images around start to just blur. It's like everything is just this weird, almost like watery landscape of shadows. And you rush to catch up with him. And as you look to your left and your right, you can see you are no longer in the fortress. You're now somewhere in the forest. From the next moment, you're somewhere on a plain, but while you can see the sun is there, it's just this faint white little dot in this otherwise grey landscape and grey sky. You can see there are people somewhere, figures, but they don't look right. They look unnatural. They look like the embodiment of shadow. They're just this wispy stuff. And in one moment, they look like they're ploughing fields, and the next moment, you'll see a farmer all of a sudden just hack the head off of his friend. It's wicked. But this happens for a few minutes until you are again standing inside a forest. This one looks eerily familiar to you, Beirut. This is the small grove that you are so familiar with. And the Death Knight says, take hold of me again. And as you do so,
Grab onto him.
you are expelled from this place.
That's so cool.
But he lingers for only a brief moment, and he says, "When the time is right, use that scroll. I will aid you once everything is in place."
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I now have vertigo, thank you.
Constitution saving throw. No, joking.
Thumbs up.
And he takes a step back, and it's just like an envelope folds around him, and he's gone. And you hear
I gotta learn me
the
that
diminutive
spell.
voice behind you say, "What was that?
What the fuck?
Where did
Oi.
it come from?"
I'll turn
Really?
around, and the diminutive voice is that.
Yep, it is the druid. I'm trying to think of his name. I know whose name I'm getting in my head. Welgar,
It's
which
not-
is the priest of
Oh.
the name.
It's not the prince. Oh.
No, I'm trying to get his name here as well. It starts with an F. Ferrin.
Farron, thank you.
Ferrin. I'll turn to Ferrin and I'll say, "Ferrin, my friend, it is all okay. We made a deal and we got home safely. That's all."
Deal with what?
Yes.
That thing is
just-
not natural.
No,
Don't worry about that.
He's not natural, but
He's nice.
he lives far, far away, and he will not come here again.
He's
Except in a couple of days, a courier of his will be delivering a package for me. Yeah, or
Right.
for Xerxes.
What kind of courier?
Probably of the undead sort, but that's the last we'll see of them.
nice. Don't look inside.
Then our dealings are concluded.
Farron just like plonks himself down on like a tree stump,
Hmm.
and he says, "You guys make my life too exciting."
But
Hey.
you only see us every couple of weeks or so. So
Yeah, but usually you just here messing about with some potions and things. I don't even see the rest of your friends.
Hello, I'm Xerxes.
Hi there.
See, I don't even know this guy.
I've heard
where
so
are
much
we?
about you.
well, let me introduce you. There's Xerxes over here. That is Cat, and
Hi.
that's Cat's new
Friend.
associate.
Friend.
And that's Corolus, and that's Carcarius, and this halfling friend of ours is going to go get us some nice big ass goats to ride.
You want
Isn't
that right?
large buttocks goats?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Kids.
kids
Yeah.
with paws.
Baby goats. The big baby
I'm
goats.
not going
And
there.
I'm Burns.
And I
Oh,
don't know if you wouldn't mind.
He says into his head. He says, "It is nice to meet you all. We don't get lots of visitors to my grove."
Oh, well, I thought it was about time you met my friends.
"I need a drink," he says.
I think we all do.
And he like heads over to like that little tent that he has, and he grabs this jar. And he takes a swig and he passes it to you. And basically it's like Vitblitz. It's like good
Wow.
proper moonshine.
Oh god.
It's Druid shine, man.
Good
It's Druid shine.
Only the finest druid shine.
Oh, it's good.
It's almost as bad as the halfling weed.
Yeah. Well, I'll take a swig and I'll pass it on.
And it's at this point that Corolus says, "Listen, guys, I have some work that I need to do. I've got to go sort out some stuff at my monastery. I'll meet up with you guys at some point in the future, but I need to make a short trip as well. Last time I was here, I got a letter from a friend, and I still need to go and see the master of my order and make sure that he's all right after we sent him on his way. But before he leaves, he unslings the handy haversack from his back. He unbelts the sword, and he says, I want you to take these with you. I think you guys are going to need it more than I need it." And with that, he gives a traditional monkish bow and disappears into the quiet night of the forest. So, do you guys want to take a break? Push through? What would you like to do?
I'm
Good
good
to
either way.
continue for another 10
Yeah, I'm good.
minutes.
Yeah.
We have a break at like 8.
So now that you guys are in Saltmarsh proper, it is now, like I said, nighttime. Yeah, having a look around, talking to Farron. You gather it's probably around midnight or so. So if you want, you can probably just camp out here. In nobody knows you're here yet, other than the druid. Or you could make your way to your brothel or tavern or temple. What do you like to do?
I think let's camp here before we have to. As soon as we enter that city, we'll be summoned.
Basically.
Did I ever ask
Let's-
this? Go on. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, let's get some rest.
Resting. We can get to know each other better.
Ramir says...
Good night.
Did I ever ask his name?
He did introduce himself as Ramir, and he introduced himself as Ramir, the Tabaxi
Wizard.
divination school wizard.
Mm.
Not that he's a very powerful one, or a very good one necessarily.
The wind's gonna
So-
break him.
I was going to say, does that mean you knew we were coming?
No. I knew something good might happen, but I also knew something bad might happen. Divination
That's
is
everyday
more of
life.
an art than a science.
So you didn't know much.
Yes. I am without my spellbook, I am without my focuses, I am without many of the tools of the trade. I don't even have a crystal ball to my name.
The best. So I was just going to say the best is my audio like paused for a second there, so it sounded like he said, "I am without my phone," instead of focus.
That too!
I'm sure we can set it up for you.
Said
I
what?
was just waiting for the "if you marry me" part.
She's like,
He
she's like
says,
trying. She's like trying.
he says, I am forever grateful for my rescue. You have no idea what punishments and tortures were waiting in store for me there. And no, I did not need a crystal ball to know that shit. Those were some wicked people. But he says, I am grateful. And you can count on my assistance in the future. Once I get up and running.
That should not be a problem.
That should not be a problem.
No, I can
Why
afford
not?
it.
It is rare to see another of my
She's
kind
good.
here.
She's
Why
about
are
to
you-
be your sugar mommy.
Why am I here? A lot of hypotheticals happened.
I'm a diviner. I work with hypotheticals. They are my comfort zone.
He might give away my secrets.
He
Oh, shit.
might give away a lot of secrets. You have no fucking
I
idea.
am a traveling bard.
He says a bard. I've always been an admirer of the bardic arts. But if you don't mind, I need to catch some shut-eye. Does anybody have any food?
We have loads
We
of
did
them.
get a
I know
little
we
bit
got
of
some
food.
worm meat.
Yeah, we did get a bit of food while we were underground.
I was wondering if you were going to offer him the actual good stuff or the weird shit that you chopped up along the way.
Am
I'm
I?
a chef. It was prepared
Definitely the worm meat.
culinary delight of the
Worm
underdog.
meat, and I'll make it taste like his mom's home cooking.
It's exotic.
You need to know what his mom's home cooking is.
What is your mom's home cooking?
Spicy
Tastes
food.
like
What?
spicy. I'll make it spicy.
Spicy.
Here you go.
Burns the shit out of them.
So now he's got spicy purple jerky. Purple worm jerky.
Oh. Oh.
So, you
Extra
guys
spicy.
can all take a long rest. And when this happens, you guys are going to get a bunch of XP.
Lovely.
Rest. Long rest. Please do mark
Sweet.
off...
Whee!
Can I at least start the campfire?
I'll go no,
Oh.
and
Because
then fire's just on.
I got a new cantrip I want to try, man.
Or you can always use it to switch the fire off and switch it back on again.
I can't turn the fire off. I
I'll
can only
snap the
start.
fire. I'll go and stand in the fire, and I'll go, oh, fine.
This is true. You are
get
immune
it.
to the bloody stuff.
So I'll produce a flame and throw it into the fireplace so that it starts the fire.
Produce flame. That's a druid spell.
It is.
Is that from your
And so
weird
is
book?
guidance. Yes.
Cool.
And resistance.
You guys go to sleep. Your minds are restless. You see various images playing through your minds. For some of you, that very creepy grey slard pays you a visit.
Oh. The frog.
The frog. Oh shit! Now you know what they are. Anyway, yeah, they were slimy.
You can't call
Basically,
people that.
chaotic creatures from the outer
Cat?
planes.
Gosh,
And
so rude.
yeah, the rest of you are tormented by images of this dragon setting things, well, not on fire, but poisoning everything and killing everything, rampaging. It's restless, but eventually you do get some sleep, and you wake up, and you are 5,280 XP wiser. For your
Gosh.
travails.
We need
Very
to level
nice.
And yes,
What is-
I will allow you guys to now level up. You are now level 8. Hold on. And you are so fucking close to level 9, it's a sin.
What is the next level?
48,000.
XP? 48,000, thank you.
I just get additional stuff.
Okay, I think now is a good time to have the breaks.
Cool. Alright, guys, we're gonna take a short break, and we will be back to do some leveling up and some general maintenance.
Ability.
Because that's, quite frankly, I think what we have energy for this evening. Alright, where's my B right? And we're back, everybody. So, our heroes are leveled up. They are well rested. We can discuss the downtime things during the week, and we'll just say that it happens. All right. We can set aside some time for that, or we can just do it quickly next week. But yeah, let's think on it. We weren't really prepared for it this week. But when you guys awaken the next morning while you're busy preparing yourself some breakfast, you see old Farron return, and he has the stout, robust lady who is the head of the council, whose name I have completely forgotten again. Why? I just looked it up. This is so stupid. I don't know why my bloody brain keeps doing this. Ida Owland. She looks like she's might be half pirate or something. She's got very weathered skin. Her eyes aren't too kind either. She looks like she's seen some shit. But at seeing you guys, she does smile. And she says, "It pleases me to see you guys here again. We've been waiting and waiting for you. When Farron told me that you had arrived, I've summoned the council."
Yeah, we were kind of out of signal range for a lot of things.
Yeah,
Signal?
we had to make some strange arrangements to get back here, and poor Farron over there almost had a heart attack on the way back.
Yes, he told me. that creature is no longer around here, right? And she's peeking behind the trees just to make sure that
No.
Ariax isn't hanging around.
No, it was a means to an end to get back here. We needed to cross great distances very quickly to answer your summons to return to the council.
So he says, she says, well, finish your breakfast. I won't rush you too much. They're still busy getting together, but we should get back as quickly as we can. So a lot of things have happened. I'm going to fill you in very quickly. You know that we've been having these. We've kept these 2 emissaries of the lizard folk here since you went to their lair and came back with their proposal of an alliance against this threat of the Sahagan.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, we've started receiving continuous reports from both the lizard folk and the mer people, the merfolk, about some disturbing activity that they've become aware of. Apparently, the lizard folk were chased away from their previous lair by the Sahagan, and it would appear, according to the merfolk, that the Sahagan are performing some sort of ritual. And the island that the lizard folk lair was on has started to sink.
Oh, that's not good.
They appear to be able to move an entire fucking island.
Oh,
The
is our ship
marshland.
ready?
The swampland.
No, their island was even further to the west. That they were chased out of. The lair that you found was one of their ancestral holds.
Oh,
That they
okay.
retreated to. They were actually chased out of their main clan holdings. You've missed out on quite a bit, young man.
So tell me, is our ship in port?
Your ship? Oh, the Wave Piercer. She sailed out about a week ago. She should be back any day now.
Okay. Whose turn is it to captain this week?
I'm navigating. Can give them the turn.
Why is
Gordon,
this
are you
stuff so
okay
fizzy? Sorry, folks. I have become an amateur drinker, but I've never had beer. Vodka doesn't fizz up on you like this shit does. Wow, I just cleared out my whole bloody sinuses with that one. Anyway, what was your question?
The question was, who's the captain of the ship this week? I mean, the last captain was...
Well,
The captain this week is the guy that you left in charge.
yeah, I can live with that.
Yeah, but when we get on the ship, then we turn back to captains.
Well,
Beru,
yeah,
do you want to be
I-
captain this week?
No, I'll tell you what, if anything's happened to my galley, there's going to be some serious hell on hell to pay on that ship.
Ooh, someone's in trouble.
so, shit, I
Alright,
lost my
so-
train of thought.
I will fry up some more purple worm rations.
Purple worm bacon,
Sounds good.
nasty.
Delicious.
I really cannot understand. I can't imagine what a slab of a giant worm would taste like.
But I've just thought of something. We can
Is it
have actual
rubbery?
normal rations now. We can start feeding that to the crew.
Oh, so
Tell them it's an
Our
international
exotic
delicacy.
mutiny, I hear.
If we chop
Our
it up
exotic
into
meats from
a salad,
exotic lands.
perfect.
Nasty.
Mutiny.
Hey, it all comes from the chef Bob.
Uh-huh. So, what was I going to say?
We're going to finish and we're going to go to the council.
Yeah. So as you start moving out of the grove and down the road towards, through town and towards the council hall, you notice a few changes. There are more troops in town, and this isn't just your, like the town guard that you were used to, that used to ride around on horseback or used to be standing at certain street corners, opposite Xerxes' doxies, keeping an eye on them. The guys wearing leather armor and leather helmets with shields and spears. No, these guys are wearing metal armor, and you see a couple of different emblems and things around. You're familiar with some of the knightly orders that you already saw, that were called in to help with the invasion of the Isle of the Abbey. You see a bunch of the Duke soldiers as well, wearing their emblems quite proudly, going through town. It seems to be they are sort of like on shore leave, if you will. They seem to be relaxed, but they are still wearing their armor. They are still armed wherever they're going. And as she leads you into the town square itself, where you saw the markets and things available, you see the people there are going about their business, and standing on the steps of the council hall is one of the other council members, Gillen. And he says, "Ho, Ida! You found them!" And he's wearing, this guy, you can see his picture on the back of the thing. Let me actually clear out that map, and people might be able to see him a little bit better.
Who are you?
He's the guy on the left-hand side, with the very pointy white beard.
No, it doesn't ring a bell. No.
Who had dealings with him?
I want
Siren
his,
and Xerxes.
Yeah.
I don't remember. No.
I want his hat.
Your former employee, Siren. Employer,
Yeah.
not employee. Sorry, I said backwards.
Employee.
And they basically lead you into the council, where they start proceedings. And there's some of the townsfolk in there. There's also some other officials that you don't recognize. You think that they might be representatives of the various factions that are involved in town, as well as your two lizard folk friends that have been camping out here. You also see there is a large bathtub sort of placed in the center, and languishing in it is a green-haired maiden. And no, she is not wearing shells as a bra or anything like that Disney-ish.
She's not wearing a bra.
Oh, it's a
Her hair is
merfolk.
covering her bosom, but she is naked.
Oh, she's naked. Oh.
She is naked. And
Why are you going so red? Like, I didn't think you could go red through your fur.
I'm busy trying to think of if I should shape change.
into a mermaid.
I'm trying to think if I put a new
I feel
employee.
comfortable.
Just shape change into a giant like tuna and flop on the floor.
There's only one
Is
slight
this-
problem. That's not she's not bipedal.
You can just see in my expression, I'm like measuring how big this tub is and if it'll fit in my bra.
Can. No. There's enough room for not you.
But brothel.
However, Bims makes his way over there and fits in quite snugly. No. But basically set off to the side, in front of a bunch of the windows, are several chairs that have been left empty, and Ida motions for you to have a seat over there, while her and Galen take their places at the council table itself. There's a whole bunch of murmuring and things taking place. Eventually, she's got what do you call the damn things? The wooden mallet, the hammer. It's got a specific name, but the judges.
Gavel.
A mole?
The gavel. Thank you very much. Wow.
Ellen just went straight for the killing blow.
I didn't
She
even know the
bashes
word.
this gavel, and it's an old-looking thing. You think that if she bashed any harder, it would probably just shatter. But she gets everybody's attention, and she stands up and she says, "Thank you all for coming. Our honored guests, the adventurers that assisted us in the past and whose ship has been delivering supplies to the Isle of the Abbey, have at long last returned, and we can finally get down to business. But first, I would like Master Gellen to apprise us of the situation and give us a bit of a summary." And he stands up and clears his throat with a lot of, he's a pompous prick. And he says, well, you know that several months ago, the council hired a group of mercenaries, these chaps over here, to go and rescue, to find out what's going on. And they dealt with some bandits, and from there they discovered something or the other that led them to some other place on the cliffs. And Edith says to him, listen, you're not making a lot of sense, just stick to the facts, And he says, these are the facts, but fine. He says, I will slow down. He says, they found plans of some sort to deliver weapons to the lizard folk in this abandoned house, and track down a bunch of pirates that were smugglers of some sort, that were supplying weapons to the lizard folk. They then went to the lizard folk lair to investigate why. Because we suspected, and no offense to our lizard folk friends in the audience, we suspected that they might have had a nefarious purpose behind gathering weapons to attack our lovely town and, of course, threaten our profits. And he says, but they were merciful and negotiated some sort of peace instead with their queen. And he gives this little bow to you guys. And these emissaries have joined us since then, because apparently there has been some sort of threat by the nefarious sea folk known as the Sahagan, those vicious, shark-like fish people. And the merfolk, as well as the... oh, I've forgotten their name, and that's me as the DM. What are the funny fish people? Karakoa? Something like that.
Oh, I can't remember.
The Katoa.
Katoa, there we go. I think I was getting Aarakocra and Katoa conflated, but anyway.
It's actually pronounced Katoa.
Katoa.
Remember, I had to pronounce it for months.
Hey, it's my game. I can say it how I want. Fuck off. Anyway. So, they have been trying to find out exactly where these Sahagan are building up their forces, as they have relentlessly raided the lizard folk and the merfolk and even the sea elf settlements nearby, all down the coast, the west coast, the west of Saltmarsh, what the fuck. And they have now, we now have this lovely young lady here, and he points to the mermaid in the bathtub, and we would like Eileen to tell us her news. And she's very shy about it, and in this very soft voice she starts telling you guys that they have been keeping an eye on things, and they followed some of the raiders that raided one of the merfolk settlements a couple of weeks back to a strange structure. They are familiar with it, in that the lizard folk provided some information on it as well now. This used to be the lizard folk fortress, but what is most disturbing about it is that it used to be an island just off the coast, linked by a kind of causeway, a bridge, if you will, made out of stone. But it has since then started moving. It has started sinking beneath the waves. They say they used some spycraft to ascertain that the Sahagan are performing this ritual to bring this fortress down below the waves. And from there, they will have a near impregnable fortress in which to launch an entire invasion of the kingdom. They seek to destroy all coastal settlements. They want absolute authority over the waters to the south of Kieland.
This cannot be.
Sure.
We will have to stop this.
Well, that brings us to our next point, says Gillen, and Ida harumphs and pulls him down by his coat tail and stands up and he says, "Indeed, we are in need of your services. We don't want you to fight them all. That would be suicidal. But we do need you to get in there. We need a couple of things. First of all, we need to know a basic layout of the structure. As you've noticed, we've got soldiers in town. The Duke is still busy fortifying his position on the Isle of the Abbey, but we, with our alliances with the lizard folk and the merfolk and that, are planning to assault the Sahagan stronghold and destroy them once and for all. But in order to do that, we need information on their numbers. We need a rough layout of the place. So we need to make some maps. I need a good
alchemist.
I beg your pardon?
What?
I need a good alchemist.
You need a good alchemist. Well, there is one at the Empire of Ayuz's compound that I believe you are familiar with. Do you remember?
No.
Probably not. It's been too long.
No.
Yeah. Aldara Altusia.
To do recon, I'm thinking of two things.
Yes. Aldara.
Pass without trace potion and invisibility potion.
Yeah. Because some of you used your invisibility potions, eh? That you were...
Yep, because I was running from a dragon.
The town needs to make us fresh ones. Seeing as we're putting our lives on the line again.
That's why I was thinking of a good alchemist, because if we can get a good alchemist, would be able to prepare us some. Well, actually, just please prepare me some.
Sorry, I said the Katoa. It's not the Katoa. It's the Lokata. I knew it was something different. Dun, dun, dun. So I've explained that. So I'm just trying to get the information that they need. So they need to make this excursion to the fortress. A reconnaissance mission is basically what this is. Is somebody taking notes?
Reports on structure, layout, number of enemies.
Yeah. But basically, because this place used to be the lizard folk stronghold, they're going to step forward and give you a little bit more information. They give you a crude map that identifies the location of the stronghold. It's on a small island at the estuary of the Javan River, some 50 miles west and south of Saltmarsh. There's a coastal headland that covers one flank of the island, which is connected to the mainland by a stone causeway, as I said before. They also explain that this former site consists of a series of natural passages and caves that basically honeycomb this entire island. So that's why it is such a natural fort. They tell you that the lair, as they knew it, was a 3-level cave system inside this rocky island. But they have also sent scouts, and they can actually verify that as of the week before, only the top third of the island is currently visible above the waves. So 2/3 of the island is already sunk. The main entrance is now a large cave that faces to the sea coast. But basically, the only things that the lizard folk did to this place during their stay there was they added some stairways to the place. But they say that the Sahagan, everything below the water is now submerged because the Sahagan are sea people. So you are going to need some sort of method to breathe underwater for extended periods of time. But yes, the mission goals are 4. First, determine the strength of the Sahagan force. How many warriors, how many lieutenants, and how many other battle-hardened troops are present. Second, try to locate any important areas in the fortress that you think we should know about. Things like where are the warriors barracked? Where are the leaders housed? The third thing that we want you to find is any other significant defensive measures that they might have in place. Things like traps, areas that are ready specifically for defense, like chokeholds, choke points, not chokeholds, wrong choke thing, and any other notable dangers that you come across. We also want you to try and discover how advanced the Sahagin preparations are for their invasion. Oh, Richard has disconnected again. This time from Fantasy Grounds as well.
I just thought he was concentrating and thinking deeply over there about the mission ahead.
And no, yeah, I also thought that for a while. I'm going to continue.
His PC decided to have a fit and restart.
Oh, that happened to me the other day. Ida says to you guys that we consider you to be an elite team. We don't expect you to fight your way through. You'll probably fight something, but we'll leave that decision up to you. But just be aware, if you bring down the entire fortress upon yourselves, you're going to have no backup. There's going to be nobody to ride in and save you. So the best would be to get in, get the information we need, go down as far as you can, and get the fuck out of Dodge.
I'm almost sure that's sort of like what we do.
It is.
Go recon the bandit camp. Let's take them on.
So reports on structure layout, number of enemies, determine location of traps and choke points,
and yeah, try to discover how advanced their preparations are for their invasion. How imminent is their invasion? There are a couple of ways that you can. Hi, Richard. There are a couple of ways that you can get to this place. One way is to basically go by land and cross that bridge. The other way is to go by sea. And since your ship is incoming, that might be the best option. Though it is recommended that you not bring your large ship too close to the island and perhaps approach on rowboats basically.
Do you have a spare dragon lying around?
I don't think a dragon will help. Most dragons don't particularly enjoy swimming.
What about a dragon turtle?
Yeah, but lightning.
I'm just busy thinking, somebody had something about some sort of a fish command, and it would have been really handy to command a whale.
I don't think it can command a whale.
A whale is not
Great
a
white
fish.
shark.
Yeah, that's
It is just slightly big.
It is a mammal.
Yep.
Fuck off.
But it does. It's beast command for any aquatic creature, so it would be able to command. But I think there's also a size limit.
Probably.
I don't think so.
Well, don't they? They must need to make some sort of saving throw against that thing's charm ability. I think a bigger creature will probably have a better chance of resisting it. So yeah, basically they leave it up to you how you want to infiltrate, but the two routes that you have are by land or by sea. They do, however, if I'm not mistaken, provide you with some
Potions of
additional
invisibility
motivation.
and water breathing.
I'm trying to listen to the additional motivation part over here.
Hold on, I'm trying to find the additional motivation part. I don't know if I've just gone straight past it. I know.
Is that an extra level?
No. That's not how that shit works. But basically, the town will assist you with potions of water breathing. I think they're going to give you. I think they last for an hour, so they're going to give you at least 2 or 3 water breathing potions. If you feel like you need more, you're going to need to pay for that yourself. Sorry, I'm just busy checking. I know it was here somewhere, but for some other reason I cannot find this note.
Do you have any sea hags lying around?
No. Generally, sea hags don't ally themselves with our interests.
Yeah, but do you know where one is that we can go and pay a visit?
I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
The sea hag hair allows you to breathe underwater.
I'm just trying to think. The crystal. When we were around the crystal, we could breathe underwater. So, what
I
was the
think
range
it's
though? I can't remember the range of that crystal.
I also think
we
it's a-
typed to the bottom of the boat.
Yeah, but I think it may be a bit large to try and move again.
No, that's not that large.
We struggle to attach stuff.
It was 12 foot long.
Yeah, so we attached
So
it
you're
to the bottom of the boat.
you're gonna sneak through this fucking fortress with a 12-foot long glowing green
No, but
crystal.
it depends on what the glowing green crystal's range is. That's what I can't remember. I can't remember the range.
The range wasn't that long. I think it was maybe a 50
1,000
foot
feet?
radius. Because remember, you guys
Not
like
useful.
started suffocating, and then you got into its range, and then you could breathe. But it was very near to the crystal.
Yeah.
Luckily, we've got everything recorded, and we can always go back and look.
It is true.
Please do. It would be great. Thank you, Alan, for volunteering.
I didn't volunteer. I just said we can.
Someone else can do it.
Yeah, true. This is true. Okay, I'll need to find this list, but Ida turns to you guys and says, "Do you accept this mission?"
And I'll stand up and
No.
say, "Hell yeah!"
Wait, what? What is going on?
How long until the message
So
explodes?
that's a yes, a no,
And sorry, just waking
Confusion.
up like, yeah, what?
Don't worry, Cat's with me. So
Yeah, it's a yes.
whether she wants to be or not.
No, I don't have a choice.
Awesome sauce. Oh, it's like I don't know where this thing is, but I will sort it out for you guys next week. But cool. All right.
Will we get access to a what is it? A master? No, it's not really a weaponsmith. Who imbues weapons with things?
enchant.
We want
An
access to
enchanter.
that person. Yeah. Not
An
now,
enchanter,
but
yeah.
at a stage.
Unlikely.
At a point, yeah.
We'll send word. They can come so long.
Now hiring. Personal
Enchanter needed.
Yeah, no, something like that. Hey, you can send out that message. Actually, there's one person in your, I hesitate to say employment, that might be very useful for finding someone like that. Remember old Punkata
Ah,
that you've currently got sourcing information for you? Actually, I think he may have returned to Saltmarsh at a point. He should probably have a message for you.
I agree.
Have left a message for you.
Yeah, you can give us some
What did
numbers.
you actually have him doing? I can't remember. Where's my notes?
He's busy doing his own shit, and I've got written here, enlisted to provide information.
If I remember correctly, the information we wanted from him, if talking under correction, was about the pirates and their movements.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were going to go pirate hunting at some point in life.
I think we forgot.
I just remember that I wanted information, any and all information that was useful.
Treasures, magical items, people that are useful to blackmail. This is Xerxes' list of things, basically.
People that can work in his
Members.
brothels.
Sacrifices.
Yeah,
Sacrifices.
giant goat, kid, lizard.
Hey, we
babies.
haven't had Xerxes mouthing off, for fuck. What's your patron's name?
Cluster.
Cluster.
Yeah.
We haven't had that for a while. I can see, like, every time you murder somebody in this fucking stronghold, it's gonna be Ocasio. That's good.
Yeah.
Alright, guys, so it's good to be back. Next week, scouting mission. No, next week, shopping or downtime or whatever. We'll probably the first 15-20 minutes will be that, and then you'll start making your way to
Making our way downtown.
Mega Mode. The Sahagin. Fuck, for a second there, I just couldn't think of Sahagin again. Stronghold.
Okay, so we're gonna do that next week.
Yeah.
We're not gonna level up during the week.
You've already leveled up.
No, I mean like downtime. Sorry.
No, well, I mean, give me ideas of stuff you want to do, and then we can do that next week when we start. Just like I need to know if there's anything weird and special that I need to prepare. It's not always easy to do that shit on the fly. So if I have a bit of advance notice, I want to go find a two-headed tortoise. I can figure out some roles and things like that. All right.
Cool.
Awesome sauce. All right, guys. Have a good evening further. That was first one back. We will march forth and onward. So anything you can do. All right. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you next week.